everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to be talking about these little things, which is ketones from Ketone IQ, or it's Ketone IQ from the company HVMN. You may have seen this stuff going around. This has been in the pro cycling world for a while, more so now than ever, but it's also made its way into the triathlon world. A lot of pro triathletes are using it, namely someone like Sam Long. Quick disclaimer before I go any further with this video, HVMN did send me this product. I did not have to pay for it with my own money. However, they did not tell me to post a video. They did not tell me what to say in this video, and they don't get to see the video before I post it. So I have complete creative freedom, and this is my actual honest opinion while I test this stuff and see if it works for me. I will go into a little bit more of the science a little bit later on in the video, but essentially there are some really good videos out there from GCN, which I'll link in the description below, but also Dylan Johnson, who's done an awesome video on this, and I absolutely love his videos because he actually goes into the science. He's not biased at all, which is awesome. I did really like what Dylan Johnson said at the beginning of his video, and it was, just because someone better than you uses something or does something, doesn't necessarily mean you should use it. So with that being said, let's try some ketones. I'm told it's got a very distinct taste, so Indy's going to try some as well. Come on. And I've made a coffee just so if the taste is not very good.
Great, I've just run out of mine.
Well, you're not having any of mine. We'll smell it. And what does it smell like?
I don't know, you didn't really give me a chance.
People want a proper review here. It's frothy.
It smells like the dentist.
Smells like the dentist.
I can't get all of it in my mouth.
Aftertaste is not good. You drinking coffee already? I mean, it's not the worst thing I've put in my mouth. That sounded really weird.
I can vouch for that.
Shut up. It's like metallic, isn't it? It's like
It's like they want you to hate it.
Let's see how I feel today after taking that. Gonna see how Lydia feels today after taking that. Do you feel alright? And I've got a threshold swim to go and do now. And I might give some to Brett as well, see how he feels. But yeah, that's done and done. I'm definitely going to wash it down with some coffee. I think that's something like, it's probably a taste I would get used to, but oh, that's better. I wouldn't say it's pleasant. Threshold sesh, how are we feeling?
I'm feeling alright, to be fair.
Yeah?
Yeah. After Tuesday.
You're going to feel great after some ketones.
Oh, yeah.
Taste test. You're going to be swimming like Andy Horsfield Turner after this.
Nah, more like Sam Long.
Yeah. Right, smell it, see what it smells like.
Oh, not too bad.
Okay.
That's alright.
Bit dangerous, eh?
Morning.
Morning.
Okay, you're right. Oh, that's fucking grim. Oh, hi. That hit.
Oh god.
Hit big time. Oh, mate.
Can you describe the flavour?
The thing is, there is no flavour.
Yeah.
There's no flavour at all, but whatever it is, it's like well, it's definitely a lasting effect.
It's got a strong aftertaste.
It has. I don't know what that's of though. It's not like...
It's like metallic, isn't it? Like, do you reckon? It's like... It tastes like...
It tastes like a dry mouth.
Yeah.
Does it work?
Don't know, you'll be flying, mate.
I mean,
doing these
it's good enough
100s
for
in 60
Lance Armstrong,
seconds.
it's good enough for me, eh? You know?
Right.
The biggest drug taker in sporting history.
Yeah. If it's good for Lance Armstrong, then well, we're a winner, aren't we?
Yeah, we really are.
Yeah. All right, let's get this session done. We've got, what's the total amount of?
4K.
4K and what's 1800 of threshold, something like that.
Something like that.
Post session, how did you feel during that session after taking the shot? Any different?
Probably not any different, no.
No.
I think the session was
The session was grim anyway.
harder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
On paper it looked alright, in reality it was
Not fun.
it was not fun.
Yeah. Any different, like, mentally at all? Any, like, mental clarity or?
Not in the same. To be fair, no, but I have 3 double espressos this morning, so I'm already high as I can be on caffeine right now anyway.
Yeah, that's
but no, I think
Difference.
maybe if you just try,
Yeah.
yeah, I think maybe if you were to take it more continuous, you'd probably see a difference. But from
From
one
just one
shot,
shot, I doubt
I'm
you're
not
gonna notice
entirely
a
sure.
As you could see, Brett thoroughly enjoyed that shot. I don't think that's a fair representation of what it tastes like, because although it doesn't taste great, his reaction was just over-exaggerated. It's hilarious. The guy has the most hilarious gag reflex I've ever seen in my life. Even when we're like going open water swimming, he'll just be gagging because that's what he does. So that maybe wasn't a fair representation of what's going to happen if you try it. But it was pretty funny to see, and I may do a little remix of that because that just made my day. Got the session out the way. I say out the way because it's threshold, and I always feel better once I've got that session ticked off in the week, because then I don't have to do it for another week, which is fantastic. But yeah, okay numbers. I wouldn't say I felt any better than I normally do, but I wouldn't say I felt any worse than I normally do. So yeah, did it have an effect? Not really. But like Brett said, it's probably something that when you consistently have, you're more likely to feel a benefit, rather than just having, like, I doubt having one shot, you're going to suddenly feel like the Hulk and feel fantastic and feel amazing. And if you do, it may be just a placebo. But the daily consistency of having one of these after weeks and months, you may feel a benefit. I don't know. That's why I'm going to be testing it. So I'm going to be trying a shot every single day for the foreseeable future, and I see what the benefit is, whether there is a benefit for me, and yeah, I will report back. But essentially, I thought it'd be good now to talk about the science behind this. Now, I'm obviously not a scientist. I'm actually a little bit of a muppet, which I'm sure most of you already know. So I'm going to keep this super simple, and if any of you realise that I've said something incorrect, either keep it to yourselves or correct me very nicely in the comment section below. Don't be mean. Right, so essentially, for anyone who doesn't know anything about ketones, I'm going to start from the beginning. Ketones are something your body naturally produces when it goes into a state of ketosis, and it's a form of energy your body can use. The issue with using ketones, they are a fantastic fuel to use, they're a super efficient fuel to use, but if you want to get into that state of ketosis for your body to produce it, you essentially need to completely deplete your glycogen stores. And so you either need to be on a keto diet, which is where that name comes from, the ketogenic diet. So low carb, high fat, which essentially isn't good for performance. As we know, carbs are the main fuel source your body uses. So if you reduce your carbs, that's not a good idea. Number two, if you're bonking, and we've all experienced that out on a ride or a run or whatever it is, you feel super low on energy because you've completely depleted your carb and your glycogen stores. That in essence is kind of like a state of ketosis. We obviously don't want to go into that state of ketosis because it means you've had to completely deplete your glycogen stores, which, like I said, is not good for performance. So the idea with Ketone IQ is that it gives you that form of ketones as a fuel source for your body without you having to bonk, essentially, or deplete your glycogen stores. So the idea here is this is not to replace your carbs and your glycogen. It's another fuel source to layer on top of your carbs and your glycogen. The idea here is that your body then has another source of fuel, so that, for example, you could be using ketones on your lower intensity sessions throughout the day, and then if you have some harder intensity sessions, your body will have reserved your glycogen stores for those harder efforts, so you should feel better and more consistent during those efforts. Similar in a race as well. If you have some ketones, the idea is that, okay, maybe for the lower level efforts, let's say for example you're a Pro Tour rider, and this is essentially the idea behind some of the Pro Tour riders using this stuff, is that when you're sat in the pack and you're kind of soft pedaling a little bit, your body will be using ketones. However, when you get to the hill sprints and the final sprint, you will have reserved your glycogen stores so that you can fully attack and fully optimize your sprint or your last kind of 30-second power or whatever it is. So that's the idea there. Now, there is mixed evidence to suggest the benefit of ketones. Like I said, there's a number of videos out there. Some of them are pretty biased, some of them are non-biased. I will link to them in the description below. The GCM videos are fairly good, but I would say the best one is from Dylan Johnson, who is completely unbiased, and he just looks at the science. And essentially, what he's said is the evidence to suggest this is a performance enhancer is mixed. There's some studies that suggest it is, there's some studies that suggest it isn't. And really, it's a bit up in the air whether this is a performance enhancer or not. However, there seems to be more positive evidence towards this being a recovery enhancer. And so it's not a direct performance enhancer. However, if it improves your recovery, then it will in turn improve your performance. For example, if throughout a week I'm able to recover better because I'm taking ketones, it means that I can train longer, or I can train harder, or a mix of both. That will in turn give me a performance benefit because I'm able to recover from my training faster, and therefore I'm able to do more training. So there's the science. Whether that made any sense or not, I don't know. Let me know if I missed something out in the comment section below. And like I said, if I got anything wrong, also correct me in the comment section below. The other thing that I forgot to mention is it's also a fuel source for your brain as well. So it's meant to give you a lot of mental clarity and mental focus. And actually, a bit of an observation, I do feel quite mentally focused today. This morning felt really on it, not necessarily physically any different, but mentally I definitely felt like I feel a bit more focused, doing a bit more work. I definitely feel like I could focus on that a little bit more. Now look, this could also be a placebo as well, but it's also one of those things, like, if you feel like you're doing something to benefit you, even if it doesn't actually benefit you, the thought of it benefiting you does benefit you. If that makes any kind of sense at all. That was a bit of a, yeah, I don't know if that makes any sense. How did you feel today? Did you feel any different?
I mean, I felt like I needed another mouthful of coffee.
Okay.
Afterwards. Did not.
In the gym, did you lift loads of heavy weights? Because you're massive. Were you walking away from me? Did you? No?
Every day.
Did you just answer the question?
I didn't feel any different.
You didn't feel any different? Mentally?
Tired like usual.
Okay. And grumpy. Ow. So there you have it, guys. Whether it helps or whether it doesn't, I'm going to keep trying it and seeing if I get some different results. Bedtime now. And I will see you guys in the next video.